tell you what I'm doing. The room I walked out of is like so many things. It's sometimes a submarine under all this pressure, and then you feel like you can't leave it because the outside space will take you. You don't really know what the outcome of that is. You're fearful of leaving. Sometimes it feels the opposite. It feels like it's just a prison that I need to break out of. Other times it's like a really janky, unstructured sketchbook of my life and a representation of who I am. And sometimes it is just somewhere that I eat, sleep, wake up, go to work from. And sometimes it's that temple. That's the capsule, the place we're meant to call home, right, in it. That's what it's supposed to be. More a temple than anything else. Because your environment and who you are, your internal environment, there should be a mirror. And what you can feel and perceive inside, and what you can see around you, should be a mirror, and a mirror of bliss and balance and all-togetherness and harmony. Without suffering, pain, illness of thought, and fracturing of the being and the mind, my body, me, belonging, I had it very recently to feel belonging, and like a lot of things we're all going through, sustaining that feeling, it's very easy for something to happen externally, testing the internal mirror to the point where you just lose your place in it all, that centering, that perception. I lose it all the time. I'm more lost than I am belonging. And that's in both sides of the mirror and in the space between, where you dance and collapse and you fight and you flourish your way on that line with one intended position of centering, and in that center everything else formed from. And it feels like life for a long time has been throwing us all around everywhere else but center, and it's like it's the devotion of the self. and the will of the self, and the will of the invisible, the will of the internal, my voice now, my actions now, my vision now, my position now. That center is as much as a dance of feeling out of control, being dragged into chaos that doesn't belong in you, in anywhere really, and the balance of that dance with the chaos within, the chaos of imagination and creation and love, the fire of will and all of that. And it feels like life is more dancing in the extremes of both, and less time just being in that center. And that test of the self to get there, and to get there more, and to find it, and to find more versions of it, and to share it, and to belong in it, and to structure it, and to unstructure it, and to be in it, just to be in the center, in the sun, the sun and the moon, and in it, in the problems and in the purpose and all that powerful stuff. I'm out of it more than I'm in, and that is clear. I can't show you what I see. I'm looking into the sun to find my center through its center, on a grounded center, moving from a center in that chaos of reaction and purpose, reaction to the fact that I'm here in this moment again, of vulnerability, and of seeking, and of reaching out, and of willing to show myself broken, and to be broken again and again and again. It's been a lot of this. You break it, you fix it, you grow, it's stronger, it's more connected, it's less nonsense, it's a bit restricted in a good way, la la la. You're there, you're there, you're in it again, pain, and you're lost again, and you're fighting again, and you are again neither one side of the mirror or the other. You're in that in-between land, that realm of oh my, you can be so lost in something that's already there, but I am so lost in life, in general, in everything, in myself, in what I can't show you, what I see. I can only let you watch me right now. Fight and flourish, push, and what's the opposite of push? Be this movement. I've done myself over again. Our life done me over, which I at both ends of the mirror, but whatever. I'm done over by the fact that I've fucked my back. A week ago, I was in the most surreal amount of pain. I've never been in that pain before. And it was so bad. There's no other. It was so painful, so immobilizing, and so crippling, and so trapping. There was no longer the availability for me to have any perception of anything else other than pain, like pure piercing pain. And it was weirdly, it just put me on the floor literally, and I could not be anywhere else but in the pure bright light of this pain that I was in. And this isn't emotional, and this isn't a mental thing. This is my body physically. Something happened. I damaged it so badly that I was in so much pain that it pushed me into a place I've not been before. I've been in other places similar to this before, in psychosis, in meditation, in activity, in purpose. I've been in a color like this before, but it was like a weird centering color, like the line in between the mirrors can be found through a spectrum of different ways of living, like different colors you can be in. And I was in that pure white with a perimeter of black, and then some weird like reverb of like lights of light, which were just more lighting reflections of pain, and they were all just like looping on themselves. And I was just in this tunnel of pain with the center of black, and then a purity of white everywhere else. And the pain got to a point where it wasn't. I'm not saying it was pleasurable. It was releasing. I had no other option, nowhere else to be. There was no dancing around the center, and in between there was no one side of the mirror or the other. I was in fucking pain, and it was so unreal, like an immersion, like when you jump in the sea, or you're in a forest, or you feel the wind. And I went out in a storm the other day, an unbelievable storm. I walked out in the darkness, still with this bad back, the injured back with a strap on, and like not that kind of strap on, a strap for your back. And I went out, and I just went into the snowstorm, and there was this immense from the mother of mothers, the nature, it just went bang. It was just crackling. I've seen loads of storms, and I've been in loads of places with the jobs and lives that I've lived, and this was a real amazing, blizzard, snow everywhere. I'm in Wales, blizzard everywhere, snow, and then I look up, and then there it was again. But this time it was warm, like the best hug in the world. And you're in pure environment of darkness without it. I was in the blizzard, just in there, no light, just out in the white blanket that was occasionally lighting up with this familiar feeling. And I'm there, and I feel home, and I want to go more. I want to swim in it. I want to keep walking through the blizzard. I am covered it is a blizzard snowstorm, unlike what we've seen before. A snowstorm with lightning and thunder, and it was unbelievable. And every time it up in the air, I'm there, and now I'm sat after doing all this work that you're seeing me doing in the future tense. I'm talking back in a space in my temple, and my eyes are closed, and I'm back in the pain, and I saw the mirror there. Nature. It's the most amount of pain you can feel in your entirety, in every form, and you're gonna go through it at some point, and maybe you'll go through it a lot. I have in so many different ways, and you just keep going through it. But the getting through it part, the mirror click when you realize that the pain and the purpose, I don't know the other word, the feeling of being held that way by the same thing, but in a different way. It's like a guidance that we all need. And I'm here subtly now, like I'm back outside, back away from that analogy, back in this space, and I can't again show you what I see. I'm not gonna paint a picture because I can't at the moment. The limitations of previous things happened to me. I can't see through the dark fuzzy cloud in my head anymore. I can't visualize with control. Like I can't. I'm holding a phone now. I have no idea what that looks like in my head. I'm there too, and that's a part that needs fixing. That we're fixing. It's been, everything's part of something, But I'm not going to move you from this frame that you're in. Of I can't show you the sun and how it sees you as it rises, and it rises quick. Time, life. It's up to you to capture it and slow it and see it too. The responsibility to not add to the trap, to add to the pain, to add to the pressure, to add to the violence in response to add to anything other than adding to the capturing of it all, of life. And we all want to belong, right? I want to feel every day how it feels to stand in pain and balance and move and be looking at something so pure and to feel so seen that it gives me the power to no longer be in whatever version of a trap I have been in, and in pain and in the other thing that I don't know the word for. And when you're seen and you're in that space, we're so valuable to ourselves and valuable as a community of valuable engines of unbelievable perception, traveling far away from our center in thought and in action and in reaction. And we have so much capability, and those boundaries are not found. Center is right, and that's gotta be it, right? Center, that has to be what holds it in. Before I explained to someone the pain I was in when my back, it oh, dropped my phone. It went from my back to a bag of gravel, like in a millisecond, like it just a bang, and and in that moment, I've opened my eyes for the first time, and in that moment, I went from a room filled with plants, my partner, my other partner, my dog, and the pictures and the shrines of attempts of like peace and clarity and cleansing and the blankets and I went from that to bang, darkness with that light, and I was just in the pain, screaming like I've never screamed like that before. When you're a kid, when you hurt yourself, you're like, it's like a fear thing, and when you're at terror again, it's like, I'm worried about the future. This was like, no, the future's here now, dude. Like, you are being attacked by your own body right now. It fucking hurts. It really fucking hurts. It's a different kind of pain. I've injured myself quite a lot before, and I've knocked myself out quite a lot, and that's you just boom, wake up and a blackout normally is what normally happens when I fell off a wall a climbing wall and had a bad fall climbing, and I've fractured my heel, and I thought broke my back, so I felt this cold rod go up my spine, and I just blacked out, and I've had other moments in my life where I've stacked it on things going very fast, skis, snowboards, like fucking skateboards, and I've really hurt myself, and but the pain, there's a quiet calm that there's an ability inside you. This is response, the fight flight thing. It goes and it takes you into this like slow zone, and you find a little voice that says, you're in pain, you've injured yourself, it's okay, this is going to be okay. And then it goes, fuck, the future, the pain, I'm going to die, I can't walk, I'm so far away from the land, and like, oh my God, I'm miles in the middle of nowhere, there's no one going to see me. Just calm down, mate, it's all good, you're just in pain, it's going to heal, you're going to find help, blah, blah. All that happens, right? But what happened in the back thing, what happened in that pain is nothing existed other than that pain. And it screams of like I'm reaching out, like fuck, I'm like reaching out to anything, and I'm reaching out to my partner, bless her, like I'm reaching to her, for like help. I'm like fuck, I'm in so much pain. And I can't. All I can do is scream and ask for help, and then I disappear into the pain. Gets like the lightning, like the thunder whip, and then boom. All I am is pain, and all I see is a tunnel of it and a light. But then something in me. It's just something in me creates something that shows the power of perception. This is the first time I've been in this kind of pain, and what happened was my mind. I didn't have a voice. I didn't have a vision. I didn't have an instinct. It just bang, in the middle of that tunnel of pain. I just realized I had to grip something. I had the feeling that I had to grip, and I gripped something, and I gripped the fucking pain, and in my hand it became a rope, a rope that felt like it was going to do something good, and I couldn't see the future, couldn't see the past, just all I am in pain. There's no more perception other than that, but somehow there's still a rope that has been invented, and I hold on to this rope, and it's like you hold on to this rope, and you're just like holding on in this pain, and you're like fuck me, you're like then you'll start to realize you have a voice again, and you can talk, and even though you're in this kind of pain you've never been in before, you're now talking to yourself, and you're talking to yourself in this pain, and you're screaming outside, but inside you, your voice is doing something. And you've done this because you have somehow invented a rope to hold on to, that you can hold on to, and you've done that despite this immense thing you're going through. You've still done that. And when I had psychosis and I lost my mind and I couldn't stop, it happens. I still have these episodes, and what we do in extremes is unbelievable. We invent something. We can invent something constantly to get through it, and we do that. So we just got to do that in life, not when it hits you, not when the chaos comes at you. Don't just do it then. Practice it always, and I know that reality, and I preach it to myself and to others, and I'm here doing it right now, and I can't show you the sun, and I'm not going to show you the birds and the crow, and how I'm feeling the actions of this crow, and how I'm moving with the crow, and I'm moving with the flow, and then I'm inventing movement, and in my hands there's things that I did are not there. You can't see them, I can't see them, they're there, they're feeling, I'm flowing, and I'm in this motion, and in that is that subtle rope that we all need to build, and we are really going through it. It isn't like a lightning strike, and it's not clear like that, and it's not quick and actionable. We are in a slower, more chaotic and rumbly, like the constant build of pressure we're under. We're not getting the release of a moment. We're not getting that. We are being we're in this pressuring fluctuating and fracturing thing, like it's not natural. It don't feel natural, and whatever form of thing you're going through your own life and your own expansion, but then there's this other thing that we're all going through, that we're all hearing, feeling, being attacked and involved with. It's not what life is supposed to be like. I am not having this happen to me just to get further in to that chaos. Chaos should be the chaos of creation and beauty, and that perception thing. It should be the chaos of going, hey, at any moment, at any time, any one of us can just go, pow, and boom, invent something that just makes the world fucking better, like more centered, yeah? More harmonized. Bam, pow. We all have that power, but we all feel the pressure and the limiting thing. I'm not even going into that, There is so many factors to what that is, but it is truth, like that we are here. And if we're not escaping it in some form, which I have been there, and I'm coming from a place of perception, I have escaped for a long time, 30 years old, I have escaped since I had perception, because I've had this deeper thinking thing going on since the first memory I've ever had, and it's been ongoing in my life, and I chose escape. That's what I chose. I went, leave, run, class, play, new sport, new girlfriend, climb new mountain, do new thing. It was just constant, escape, smoke it, drink it, do it, And then I came to ground, and grounding is when you've been escaping. Grounding is like being hit by every freaking thing that you've done wrong in life, in your whole life, and every repercussion of that mistake. That mistake, not from a humbling mistake of just trying to learn to be centered. No, the mistakes you make when you're running away from center into that chaos and amplifying it. There's the word cunt came into my head, yeah, like in a way, just that selfish escapism. But you can't blame anyone, because finding center in all of this confusion, oh, amped, man. I'm holding the rope tight now, in my head, and I realised it all just it hits you. How hard, and all of us differently, because we've all done different things, but it hits in forms that you're going to have to learn to go through, and to do that takes watching the sunrise, balancing on a piece of wood that's freezing cold, and staring at the feeling of seeing, hearing the voice of nature. It takes nature to find that center in us, and it takes us to create the sustainable understanding of it, and it creates a thinking of non-selfishness to do that. And we live in an environment that basically tells you, oh, hello, welcome to the world. If you want to survive, listen, because shit, it ain't fucking centered, I'll tell you that. It's a big race. You've got to do it. If you fuck up, you're gonna fuck up. And if you fuck up a little now, you're gonna fuck up a lot later. You're just gonna it's going, and then it's never what it should be. It's never just like in us all. It's no matter what you're going to go through in life. This is one simple reality. You have the power of perception. You can change everything at any time that you go through it. And I am not going to sit here and say that that applies to everything, because there obviously are things that even perception can't reach, that for what I know, there's beyond what we are now. There's what's after. There's what's before. There's all that, and there's all what's up there in the sky and down there in the sea. There's all of that. I'm not talking like that in that literal talk. I'm talking about us, beings, humans. I can't show you what I see, I can only show you me doing it. Thank you for taking that ride with me, and don't be your worst enemy. Don't be hard on yourself, and reach out, because we are here together. Belonging. And that's it, isn't it?